Welcome. Welcome back to my channel Conquer the Fear. I'm sure 99% of the developers are not even aware of what is optional int, how different optional int is as compared to the optional in Java 8, when you can use the other optionals siblings like optional int, long, and double. We'll also deep dive into the practical examples. We'll try to demonstrate how to use optional int and do the unnecessary object creations and the garbage collection overhead, so you can eliminate that and reduce that. Also, we'll explain the different methods like if present, or else get, or else throw, and get as int, so that you can handle both the present and the absent scenarios without sacrificing the performance. By end of this particular video, you will have a clear understanding of how Java 8 optional works and what are the different siblings of optional primitives, then to write that particular cleaner, faster, and more resilient code. To show the optional problems, what exactly we are facing, let's try to discuss the question. Let's say you have a method that is going to return a int actually, and if the value is present or not, you want to use it later. Otherwise, you have to send the default value. So in that case, optional is not a perfect fit if you are using the primitives. And we'll also see there is a lot of unboxing and boxing happening, which is going to be the issue when you're dealing with the primitive types. So we'll look at how you can use the Java 8 solutions of the optional primitive types available, so that you can use it to reduce the overhead. Now let's take an example over here. If you see, I have written one optional issue class over here, which is going to represent what exactly the present scenario the issue is facing. Now, if you take a look at this particular thing, I'm trying to take the optional int, which is going to involve the boxing and unboxing. Now, if you take a look at this, there is a value which is going to be passed. Answer under this, if you see, there are some integer value which I'm trying to fetch it. So this is a normal int which is going to pass in and return the value. Now if you see, 0 is the default value if it is not present. Now if you take a look at this is going to do lot of unboxing and boxing because of the int, and we are not specifically handling this particular primitive type using the optional feature. So why this is inefficient? Because optional integer is going to wrap the primitive int. Also, it is going inside that particular integer object. So there is a boxing happening over here when it is trying to create a optional over here. Then while unboxing, it is going to unwrap it back into the int. So when you are calling the get or the or else, it is going to unwrap and unbox it. So there is lot of frequent operations happening here. Now, if your data set is large, then this is going to be an overhead, and they're going to give a significant uh, object creations and the garbage collection. There is an overhead over here. So this way it is going to cause a problem. Hence, optional int is an option, and also the other primitive types like optional double, optional long, etc. So let's take an example of an optional int over here, and we'll also look at the different methods which we can make use of to check whether the value is present or not. Now here, if you take a look at this is similar to what we have written earlier, but instead of optional, we are using the optional int over here. Now this particular method is getting called up over here. Now if you see, this is int optional int is been written over here instead of that. Same is the case of the empty. Now there is no unboxing and boxing happening over here because we are dealing with the primitive type of optional over here. So that is the reason it is dealing in that particular way. So here there is no issue with the performance and etc. And even if you are dealing with a large data set, there is no problem with it. Now let's try to run this particular program and see. Now you will see this is going to effectively return this particular value over here. I hope you have gotten a sense of like what exactly needs to be used over here. Then we will take a look at the or else method over here. Now this is going to provide you the default value if an optional is an int is an empty, let's say it is returning an empty value, then it is going to return a default value over here. Now if you take a look at this, so this is going to give you a default value of 0 over here if the value is not present. So that is the reason it will give you the output over here. Now there is also an if present. Let's say you're trying to execute some value. Now this is going to execute the consumer which is provided if the value is present. It is going to take the int consumer. So this is a functional interface that is going to consume the int over there. So let's say if your value is present, it is going to return that particular value over here. So if the optional is empty, it will do nothing. It will just print that particular line over here. If you take a look at this, this is going to print if the value is present over here. Then we'll look at the orElseGet. Now this is going to take, there's a supplier over here, int supplier. Now the value, the default value will be invoked using the supplier function. So if the value is present, then it will return. The supplier is only called if the value optional is empty only. So this is going to be more efficient than the else we looked at. So this is going to provide the default calculation, and that is going to be a little bit expensive over here. So if you see here, the or else over here, it is going to check out the particular value and it is going to return over here. So this is going to have some default calculation done over here. Hence, if you see here, this is not present, then it is getting it to calculate it, and then it is going to return that particular value over here. Then orElseThrow. Now this is going to be a little bit checking on like how it is going to throw an exception. So this is going to be produced by the supplier if the value is not present in it. Now this is useful when there is let's say there is value is not present and it is going to indicate some error over there. So if you see here, there is a try catch inside this. If I'm trying to get that orElseThrow method and then I'm trying to throw the illegal state exception over here, and say it will return that particular method. So this way you can use this. So if you see here, this is going to return this particular value. Now at the end, we'll take a look at the getAsInt. Now this is going to return the value if the value is present. Otherwise, it will throw a no such element exception. Now we have to use it very cautiously because you are absolutely certain the value will be present. Then only you should use this getAsInt, or else you try to check if there is a if present method we already discussed above. So if you take a look, if it is value is present only, then only it will be pretty, or else this can be printed over here. So you have to make sure you are trying this. If the value is not present, don't use this method. Instead, use the if present over there. So hence this covers all the methods which are there as an optional int. Same set of values would be present for the optional double and different things. So like primitive types. So try to just write the code and see practically how you can use those as well. Now this is quite important, I would say, as a topic, because many of these particular developers are not even aware, and when they are trying to deal with the integer, they do it in a very wrong way. If this video was helpful, please share it with the needy people. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching.